Hey guys, welcome to VLOGOWEEN Day 1. I'm super excited. If you guys don't know what VLOGOWEEN is, it's where I post a video every day in the month of October, or up until Halloween, obviously, that's the full month. I've been doing this for several years now. I'm not exactly sure how long, but it's been quite a few years since I've started VLOGOWEEN. I also do Vlogmas, which is where I post a video on here every day from December 1st to Christmas. Some people do Vlogmas, like post every day in the month of December. It's Christmas, so I just do December 1st to Christmas Day. So, yeah, I'm super excited for Christmas too. Halloween, Christmas. Right now, we're in, like, probably the best times of the year. For me, like, the best time of the year for me starts with my birthday. So my birthday is on August 14th. And then after that, like a week after that, we're getting into Dancing with the Stars season, which I love that show. I'm obsessed with the show. I watch it every year. So a week after my birthday, we'll start seeing like celebrities on like who's apparently joining the cast of Dancing with the Stars. And then I think it's usually the first Wednesday in September, the entire cast for Dancing with the Stars is announced for that year. And then the middle of September, I think the start of the 16th this year, that's when Dancing with the Stars will start. And then Dancing with the Stars is on every single Tuesday. It used to be Mondays, but now it's on every Tuesday until usually the end of November. And then Christmas starts. To me, Christmas starts on November 1st. Some people are like, you can't celebrate Christmas or be excited for Christmas until Thanksgiving or like Remembrance Day. And I'm like, well, you can be excited. Like, it's not like I'm ignoring the actual like Remembrance Day or Thanksgiving. Like, obviously I'm not going to ignore that. I'm still going to celebrate that and like be excited for Christmas at the same time. But yeah, anyway, I'm super excited. Now is the start of VLOGOWEEN, and like I said, I can't wait. I already know what I want to be for Halloween this year. Hopefully, I can actually be what I want to be for Halloween this year, which is Cartman from South Park. Love that show, and Cartman is like an icon. But anyway, as for my first video for VLOGOWEEN this year, I already have a few videos planned. I don't have every video planned for the entire month. I am doing a haul next week. I think next Thursday or Friday or something. Because I am going away for overnight next Wednesday, I think. So I am going to a few stores like Costco and stuff like that. While I'm away, and obviously I will be getting a bunch of stuff. It's Costco, so obviously I'm gonna get some Halloween and Christmas stuff. You know. But yeah, other than that, I don't have every video planned for this month. But I am working on it. I am looking for some, well, not just video ideas, but like Halloween, like spooky video ideas. Like, I don't want to be like last year and have BuzzFeed quizzes almost every single day, because I feel like that was a bit too repetitive. Actually, not just last year, but like the last like 2 or 3 years. I feel like the only videos I did for VLOGOWEEN and Vlogmas too were BuzzFeed quizzes, and I don't want to do that this year. I want to have like a variety of different videos. Obviously I will be doing a couple BuzzFeed quizzes here and there. But yeah, I feel like every time, like every VLOGOWEEN or Vlogmas, if there's a day that I can't think of a video to make, I will just do a BuzzFeed quiz or something. But I feel like that was literally every single day last year and like 2 or 3 years before that. So I want to start doing more like of a variety of videos, like more story times, or like even just finding a short scary story online and reading it to you guys, or stuff like that. I do want to look for more video ideas, so if you guys have any ideas for spooky, like creepy Halloweenish videos, send them my way. I'll consider all of them. I'll look at all of them. But anyway, today I'm doing my October hopefuls, which is like book related. I love books. If this is your first time watching me or seeing me and you don't know me, yeah, I love books. I'm a huge reader. I love to read. If you already know me, then that's no surprise. But anyway, I had to put I'm filming this on my mom's phone. That's what my mom's old phone. That's what I used to film all my videos. But I had to put the phone up a little higher because I feel like the phone was a little bit too low. But anyway, like I said, today I'm doing my October TBR, or October Hopefuls. I used to call it TBR, which means to be read, but I feel like I didn't most months, because I do it every single month on TikTok and stuff. I usually don't stick to it. So I decided from now on, I'm just going to call it Hopefuls. So that's what I've been calling it since, I think, the beginning of this year. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my, I almost said August. Nope, my October Hopefuls. So usually most people pick like a prompt when they do their hopeful videos on like TikTok and stuff. They usually pick like a prompt or like a theme to go with, like all romance, all books from an LGBTQ author, all books from a black author, whatever. All books with pink covers, stuff like that, like different themes. Not me. I'm more of a mood reader. I don't like pick like themes. I just look through all my books, and there's a lot, and pick out like a bunch of books that I might want to read that month and just put them in a video. I usually pick 5 books. Most months I don't read half that much. I usually only read like 2 or 3 books a month. In September I did very poorly, which I will get into in a minute. But this is my stack of my October hopefuls. I do stick with kind of a theme 3 months of the year. Actually 4 months of the year. February, where it's Valentine's. The entire month of February I read just romance books. Since obviously it's Valentine's, love, romance, whatever. So February, I just read all romance books all month. October, I will read all thrillers, which there is one romance book in this stack, which I will get into in a minute. But yeah, October, I usually try to read all thrillers, because, creepy, horror, Halloween, yeah, And November and December will be all Christmas books. So anyway, I'm just going to jump right into it. Obviously, I have all thriller books here and one romance book, which I will get into in a minute. I'm going to start off with my current read, which is in my cute little book sleeve. This is my current read, Bullet by Charlotte Bronte. And no offense to the author or whoever liked this book, I'm not a fan. I'm trying to stick to it. I have this much left. I don't know how many pages are in this book. 500 and something. What's this? 529 pages. I'm on page 436. I started this, let me just see. I have it like on my phone when I started this, but it was really early in September. Well, not really early, but like towards the middle. I started this September 11th. It is now October, 1st? Yes. Obviously. Oh my goodness. It is now October 1st. I started this September 11th. It's put me in this massive, massive reading slump. I've read one book. Not read and finished all in 1 month. I've finished one book in the month of September. And that was on September 11th when I finished Becky Lynch's book, Becky Lynch, The Man Not Your Average Girl. That's the only book I finished. And I didn't even start it in September. I started it in August. I finished it in September. Started this in September, and I haven't even finished it. And, like, literally, my mom loves to read, too. So sometimes her and I will be just sitting together reading. And she would see me reading this, and she asked, a couple times, actually, she's asked me if it's interesting, and I said no. I'm not a fan. And she's like, why don't you just stop reading it and pick a different one? I'm like, I could, and I probably should, but I don't like DNFing books. Because most of the time I know it's not going to get any better. Well, I don't know, but I have a feeling. But I don't like DNFing books, because I'm like, what? I'm afraid that, like, if I DNF it, what if it gets better in the end? Because, like, I keep reading it, and I'm like, this much in, And I'm like, yeah, this isn't interesting. And then you get to here, like, towards where I'm at, and then it starts getting interesting. I'm afraid, like, what if I DNF it and it got interesting in the end and people gas up the ending? Like, that's what I'm afraid of. So, it hasn't gotten better, and I'm like 430 pages in. So I should probably DNF it, but I'm not going to. I sucked it up and I read the first 436 pages. I might as well just finish it now. Now I will say, I am gonna kind of give myself a bit of an excuse for this. Part of the reason why I haven't been reading as much, not because of this book. Well, the biggest reason is this book. I'm just not a fan of it. I have been trying to catch up on, like, cleaning my room out and working. Obviously, some people already know this, but I have a job. I work at a gas station, and I usually get, like, 1 or 2 days off a week. But usually I work night shifts, so I don't usually get much time in the daytime to read, because I have, like, most days I have to get a shower and stuff like that to go to work, which, I mean, that doesn't take me very long, but yeah. For the past, I would say, week or maybe 2 weeks, I've read maybe, like, about 1 or 2 chapters a day. Usually just 1 chapter a day. So I really want to start getting back into reading again, because obviously I love to read. I love books. But yeah, this is just it's not for me. I'm definitely going to, what most people call, unhaul it. Most people say unhaul it. After I'm done reading it, I'm either going to sell it, or if nobody wants it, I will put it in the little free library down at the park. I could literally walk there and back in like 10 minutes. That little free library at the park is nowhere from my place, so I'm either going to sell this or put it in a yard sale or whatever whenever I have another one, or I'm just going to bring it down to the park and put it in the little free library or something. I don't know, but I'm just not a fan. Some people might love it, and that's fine. That's your opinion, but I personally, it's just not for me. I'm not going to diss the author. I'm sure, yeah. I'm not going to diss the author, but this is just not for me. Sorry. Anyway, might as well just finish it, because I'm like 430 pages in already, and I have, like, I don't know, 70, 80 pages left. I'm not even going to do the actual math, because, yeah. Next book I'm planning on reading, I usually try to, with my hopefuls, I usually try to read them in order. So the order I'm showing them is the order I'm hoping to read them in. So the next 3 books are actually from the library, so I want to get these read first so that I can bring them back to the library. This is the only romance book on this hopefuls list. Beyond Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. Like I said, this is from the library. So obviously I have to get this done and bring it back to the library. But yeah, that's the only reason why I have this book on this list, is because it's a library book I've had for a couple weeks. I'm going to have to extend it. But yeah. Yeah, like I said, this is a library book, so I kind of have to read this first so I can bring it back, as well as the other 2 that I'm about to show. But if this wasn't a romance book, or if this wasn't a library book, this wouldn't be on this list. I would be reading this, like, during February or something, for, like, literally a romance book. But where that's a library book, like I said, I want to get that done and out of the way so I can bring it back to the library, because I don't want to extend it too many times. Because I feel like every time I borrow a book from the library, I usually have to extend it at least once. So, yeah. The next 3 books in this video are obviously thrillers. The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden, also a library book. Also going to have to extend all these library books. But anyways, this is going to be, I think, my 3rd Frida McFadden book I've read. So far, I've loved every single one of them. The first 2 I read was The Teacher and the Inmate, and I'm, like, 2 of my favorite books of all time. Frida is literally my favorite author ever, or one of them. Like, I love Colleen Hoover, James Patterson, and now Frida McFadden. I'm obsessed with her books. She has written some of the best books I've ever read. And like I said, I've only read 2. this is about to be 3. And I've heard really good things about this book as well, so I'm super excited for this one. And usually her chapters are like pretty short, so this is going to take me no time. So, next, I'm going to read my first ever book by Ruth Ware. This is The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. I haven't heard much about this, but what I have heard was really good. So, I'm excited. That's all I have to say about that. And again, that is a library book. And the last book on this list that I'm hoping to get around to reading in October, I'm very scared to read this one. Not because of the genre, not because it's a thriller, because I love anything scary, anything thriller, horror, whatever. The length of the book, how long it is, scares me so much. It's called It by Stephen King, which I love this movie. I've watched this movie before, obviously, and it's one of my favorite horror movies ever. But I've never read the book, and I'm sure you guys can already see why. It's humongous. There's literally, I'm going to see now how many pages is in this book, and there's a lot. (1,130 pages. If this book, I'm not going to take it out of the book sleeve, but you guys know what book I'm talking about, Villette, my current read. If that book, in the span of like 3 weeks, almost, I think, if it takes me 3 weeks just to read 400 pages in this book, how long is it going to take me to read a 1,000 page book? Especially if it's boring. If I am going to DNF a book because it's boring, this is probably going to be the one, because like me having to, if this book is boring, me having to sit through a boring book, over 1,000 pages, I'm so scared to read this one. I'm going to do it because I've been saying all year, I was going to pick another book when I was picking out this book from my bookshelf. I was going to pick out either Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak or Skin. I can't remember who it's by, but it's a little short story. I could probably finish it in like an hour. But I was going to pick out one of those 2 books. But I remember all year long so far, ever since January or last Christmas, I've been saying that this October, obviously right now, I wanted to read this book. And I've been saying all along since I got this book that I'm going to be reading this book this month. And I'm sticking to it. I'm very scared, but I'm going to stick to it. Wish me luck, because I'm going to need it. So, now who knows? This might be like the best book of all time. I don't know. This is my first book I'm going to read by him. But I am currently on a mission to buy all of his books. I have this one, Billy Summers, Misery. Or do I have Misery? I don't know if I have Misery, but I saw it at Walmart a couple weeks ago. I can't remember if I bought it or not, because I have that many books. I have Salem Lot, I think it's called, and maybe a couple more. I don't know. Like I said, I have too many books to keep track of. But anyway. But am I going to keep buying more? Absolutely, yes. But yeah, I'm currently on a mission to buy every single one of his books. And I have a few already. But yeah. This is definitely the longest book I own, and I'm very scared to read it. I'm excited because I love scary stuff, horror stuff, all that stuff. But, like, look at the size of it. It's huge. So, anyway, I'm done rambling. That is it for today's video. Yeah, very scared to read that book. Excited, but scared. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more content from me. And I will see you guys tomorrow for VLOGOWEEN Day 2. Bye, guys.